Welcome back for another episode of RTN Overtime. I'm joined here with my guys Tyrese and Kobe, and we even brought in Kara Guno here. We were going to go outside, but she said it's too cold. She wouldn't come on unless it's in here.
Oh my God, don't blame me for that.
We got Kara on here today too. We're going to talk some Rowan sports, some professional sports, so let's get into it. No better way but to toss it over to Kara. Called a bit of a blowout for Rowan Lacrosse yesterday. You want to talk about Lacrosse a little bit to get started?
Yeah, sure. I mean, the Rowan Lacrosse team doesn't really have the hottest start that we would expect from them.
3-5, right?
Yeah, they went to Florida, dropped 2 games. Definitely high-scoring games. They should have won, but they didn't. But now they lost earlier this week at home against Scranton. Definitely could have played better. They didn't really have a lot of offensive support. But Ashley Lechleiter, who's a senior, one of the captains, she's great. She scored 4 goals.
Yep.
And she scored the last 4 goals of the game for the Profs, which is good, but they need some more offensive support. But then, like you said, the blowout, which was, I think, it was a great game for them offensively to bounce back. They scored, I think, 21 goals. And Elise Cohan, also a senior, she scored 5. So that's a great performance all around. And the team, they're playing again, coming up soon. So they have a lot of seniors, but they also have a freshman named Molly Green, who she's fantastic. They just, I think, need to utilize her some more. But they definitely have a chance. I think they were ranked 3rd in the NJAC in preseason. I think they could live up to that or do even better, but there's still a lot of season left to go, and they haven't played any conference opponents yet.
Yeah.
So still a lot of season, but I think they could definitely make a splash in the NJAC.
That's kind of the way it's been. Lechleiter's been their leading scorer the past 3 years now, including this year, assuming she's going to do it. But she needs a little bit of help.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And their goalkeeper, they've been swapping out Schaup and Mel Rogers. So I think if they just stay a little more consistent, they'll do better.
Yeah. All right. I'll toss this one over to Kobe. You want to talk about some Rowan baseball? 13-5.
Yeah,
so far.
It's just a really solid start for them. You know, they're coming off a championship last season, so I mean, it's looking like they're keeping the momentum going.
Yeah, I think the assumption for baseball is kind of they're going to win the NJAC again, and then maybe make a deep run into the World Series this year. Hopefully, first round exit last year. Got a lot of returning players back. Eli is going to be their ace. Proved to be their ace last year too over Ryback. I think future's bright for Rowan baseball this year. What about softball? 11-4 so far, led by Morgan Zane. What do you think of
They're really
softball?
looking good so far. I like what they're doing. High hopes this season.
High hopes from softball?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a good take. High hopes. All right. Anything you want to add
Sure.
for spring sports?
I am a huge softball person,
Me too.
so I think that this team, they lost to Kane last year in the championship, which is they definitely
shouldn't
shouldn't
have.
have lost.
No.
Yeah, they should have beat them, and they can beat them. Head coach Kim Wilson, I've talked to her before, and she's a great coach, and she really knows her players well, and they have a lot of freshmen and a lot of underclassmen because of everything that happened with COVID and them missing the season. And I think they have a girl who's hit Mackenzie Melvin's a freshman, and she, I think, leads the team in home runs. Besides,
She's over Morgan?
they've been battling back and
Battling
forth,
back and forth.
and she's great. And they have a couple of new pitchers now. Riley Lutz, freshman pitcher, has been pretty well. And
What's
Emily,
their rotation looking like for pitchers?
Emily August,
She's one.
She's their one.
And then there's Lutz too?
Yeah, and then Kat Thomas kind of mixing it in
Okay.
and whatever. But Emily August didn't play a lot of games until last year, and then she
Yeah.
became their ace. And she had a sub-1 ERA, and she dominated. So, I mean, if they can lean towards her again this season, I think this team can go above and beyond. So there are a lot of high expectations, but I think they can perform really well.
High hopes, right, Tyrese?
Yes,
There we
that's
go.
my side.
High hopes. Okay, there's also some big news for hockey. The Rowan hockey team, who RTN covers all their home games over at Hollydale, they're going to be playing in the ACC next year. So with Duke and Virginia Tech, all those ACC teams, it's pretty cool, right?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, they're a good team. I don't really know, like, for sure, like, how big of a jump the competition's going to be. We'll find out next year. Like, I mean, we know for, like, basketball, like, they're big teams and, like, other sports, but we'll see. It's still club hockey, so we'll see. We don't know yet. So, yeah, that's about it for Rowan sports. We'll touch on it some more next episode, but definitely got some good teams this spring, so exciting stuff going on. Oh, wait, one more thing. Track and field. They've been winning a whole bunch of stuff. Jameer Beasley, he's already got some records. He's trying to set some more records of his own. I know they won the 4x4 last week, the 4x4 replay. And then in the winter, they won their 7th championship in a row. They're trying to win their 7th spring championship this spring. But, yeah, track and field might even be the best team at all of Rowan, to be honest.
Could be.
Yeah,
I think so.
killing it. All right, let's get into some March Madness. We made some brackets. What are the standings looking like for the bracket? I know it can't be me because I picked Kentucky to win. I'm in first? There's no way. That's crazy. Wow. What went wrong with your bracket, Kobe?
Well, where do I start? So I don't know anything about college basketball, but my friend said they did. Basically, he just likes taking a lot of overs and underdogs. That works.
Yeah.
That's winning. But yeah, my bracket's all messed up. I had Kentucky making a deep run too, but St. Peter's came out with a huge story right
Yeah.
now. Oh, they put Jersey on the map now.
Yeah.
But yeah, my bracket's all messed up now. I don't care about it no more.
You gave up.
I kind of gave up after like the second round. Yeah.
What about Kara? Is your bracket done? Do you have anybody left in it?
I picked Arizona. I
you're-
knew Gonzaga was going to choke. I knew
I think
that.
you don't
Then
have anybody?
I don't even think. I
think you're all done.
held on to the fact that last year my bracket was like 95%. I picked Baylor. So I've been holding that on for like a year.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do good this year. Kind of choked like a lot of these teams here. But, I mean, I'm happy for St. Peter's. I am also a Duke fan, so either way. I think these games are going to be great tonight. So, either way, I'm really excited for these games. But, my bracket's not looking too hot.
Yeah. And then mine, I'm in first right now, but I don't think I'm gonna end in first. I think Villanova's gonna win the championship. I think. Also, Dom has Duke in his bracket. Duke could very well win it. Then there's Kansas too. If Kansas wins it, I won't finish first here, but for the moment, I'm in first, so I'll hang on to that. Lee's got like 12 brackets there, but he's got a
Lee.
chance with Villanova 3 brackets. Yeah, I think he's got the best chance there. We'll see what happens though. What do you guys want to see coming up here? I, for one, I'm not rooting for St. Peter's. I'm rooting for North Carolina. I want to see the Duke North Carolina Final Four in Coach K's last year.
I would definitely want to see Duke North Carolina play, have that final matchup. But yet, just the story from St. Peter's, the greatest Cinderella story in college basketball. Just for them to keep going with it, I would love to see that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Obviously UNC Duke would be obviously the perfect ending for Coach K, but I mean, I think Cinderella stories are better than anything else in all of sport really. Just in underdog school, I don't think anything beats that. So I would love for them to win.
You want to see St. Peter's still?
Yeah, me too.
All in. I want to see North Carolina.
I mean, I think North Carolina isn't the same team, but Coach K got his 100th win in the tournament, so I think that was a huge milestone in itself. I don't know if St. Peter's is going to come through. I think it's going to be exciting either way, but like I said, put St. Peter's on the map. I mean, you guys look at their gym comparisons from Kentucky and St. Peter's. It's insane. So I would just love to see St. Peter's, get on the map just a little bit more.
Yeah, my high school gym looks better than St. Peter's.
I don't think mine does, but...
So to make us all feel bad, Dom over there, as he does, he found the best bracket in the world, I guess. It's a lot of green there. A lot more green than on mine. Yeah, he's got Kansas winning it. Maybe that's a good sign, Tyrese.
Maybe I can come back.
Maybe. Yeah, it's a much better bracket than ours. It's all right. He probably just guessed. Anyway, he didn't even make his own name, so...
Yeah, you have to make a funny name.
He's just
so.
ESPN fan. Yeah. Nobody's ever going to make a perfect bracket. I don't know why we do this every
it
year.
won't happen.
It'll never happen. They say it's more likely to win the Powerball 3 times in a row
I saw
than
that,
make a
yeah.
perfect bracket
And
or
get
something.
struck by lightning 3 times.
Yeah.
What?
It's crazy. What about the women's side? There's been some good games. I know you mentioned the Iowa upset.
from Iowa.
Caitlin
Oh,
Clark.
man.
And then she looked like she was going to lose the game. And
She's lethal.
yeah, she's good. Curry out there. But what do you guys thinking ends up here in the women's bracket? I'm thinking South Carolina.
I
Yeah.
would take South
Mhm.
Carolina.
I'm thinking
Yeah.
South Carolina. I think so too.
I mean, just purely by like how much they win by, it'd be a shock if they lost.
Yeah.
Well, how much did they win by like the first game?
The first game they won by, it was a good amount the first game. Second game was kind of closer. The first game they won by like 25 or something.
Yeah, I'm
I
pretty sure
think.
they didn't let like Howard score in the
Yep.
second
Yeah.
half, which that's
Yeah.
nuts.
Yeah. Very insane. I think South Carolina, Stanford is a really good shooting
Stanford's
team.
good, too.
They're great, and they're coming off the championship last season. So I think those are the teams. I picked Kentucky to go further than they actually did for the women's side of things because they were coming in hot in the tournament, but they kind of choked as well. Both
Yeah.
Kentucky teams definitely disappointed everybody. But South Carolina, Aaliyah Boston, she's dominating on both ends of the floor. She puts up double every game pretty much, and she's insane. So it's going to be hard to stop her either way. But I think Aaliyah Boston and Stanford, those are the top two teams to definitely look out for. But UConn is making a deeper run than I thought. I mean, UConn always has the hype and whatever, but I think UConn. I expect them to go a little bit sooner, but now
I did too.
they have Paige now, so
Yeah.
we'll see. And NC State, they're number one seed, but I think they're kind of people have been sleeping on them, but they came off a really exciting win against Notre Dame in their last game, so we'll see. A lot of hot teams coming into the tournament, so a lot of high-powered teams that are still in it for the women's side.
How's your women's bracket? Mine's pretty terrible. Mine's not
Really?
good.
My men's was really bad. My women's was
It's
decent.
better.
I did too, so I kind of cheated a little bit, but
Yeah.
it is what it is.
I had Iowa and Indiana. I liked Indiana a lot
Mm.
too. They were the two that I was really high on. I still have Stanford and South Carolina in there. but
Yeah,
not
Iowa
good.
choked.
Yeah.
The girl who beat Creighton in the upset, she was a transfer from Iowa.
Yeah.
So then she came back and beat her old team, which is really exciting. I mean, and I think she scored 19, so it's pretty exciting
Yeah.
right there.
That was a big story. Okay. That'll be about it for March Madness. Let's get into some NFL. There were some big moves. Tyrese, what really got you going? What?
Just the whole AFC West.
The AFC West?
They're
Yeah.
loaded. They are loaded
Devontae
now.
Adams,
Devontae
Russell
Adams,
Wilson.
he went to the Raiders. I think Khalil Mack went to the Chargers. Russell Wilson got traded to the Broncos. Yeah, the AFC West is loaded now.
Yeah.
That's going to be great matchups, great divisional matchups that time.
What about you, Kobe? Panthers fan? They didn't go for anything.
We're
What do you
trying.
think?
We're really trying. Our GM said that we're just trying to help our O-line, which we didn't for the draft. I'm pretty sure we're going to draft Malik Willis. And I've heard he's nothing but a project quarterback. So I'm really excited about that. Really excited about that. Really excited about the quarterback competition between Sam Darnold and an unproven Liberty quarterback. That's going to be a great time for me.
There was some McCaffrey trade talks. That's all slowing down now. I don't
Yeah.
know how much you really would get for him because he's just injured all the
He's-
time, and
yeah,
running
but when
backs they
he's-
only got a few years.
Yeah, but when he's like on, he's one of the best players in football.
Yeah.
Those died very quickly because the only reason those were like really up in the air is because of Deshaun. But now that he's in Cleveland, those talks died.
Yeah.
So
What-
I'm happy about that.
What about you, Giants fan? You're getting ready for the draft,
I
and then the draft after that, and the draft after that. You'll keep on having these early picks.
I know. I mean, we can't do anything with them. I think we need an O-line. We need it. It's the Giants. They're always going to mess it up some way, somehow.
I don't know. Lucas was telling me they're going to the Super Bowl this year.
Lucas, what?
He was happy. He was big on them last year too, though.
I don't know. They always let me down. They
You
always
don't
make
believe
me
in Danny
sad.
Dimes?
Danny Dimes is over. I don't think he's going to do anything. He's not the answer. There's just so much frustration. And Giants just make me so sad. And I mean, I was a huge Barkley fan, but Saquon, he's injured a lot. It's just a lot of Giants are just a mess.
In his defense, there's not really much movement he's given.
Is the Giants? There's
As soon as he gets the ball, he's like his ankles are like in the ground already.
There's just so much frustration. Giants lock him away, put him to the side. I don't know.
So we're thinking about doing something on this RTN Overtime, doing like a draft special where we like watch the draft and talk about it as it's going on. Probably just like the first round or some of the first round. Are you guys big draft people over there, or
Yeah,
not
a
really?
bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
What do you guys got your eyes on? Because I pay attention to the draft, like when it comes draft time, looking at the players and stuff. But I don't watch college football really. But yeah, there's some guys who I like a lot. What about you?
You know, I definitely eyeball like a lot. I'm very consistent with like looking at mock drafts and stuff, and just like a lot of like draft analysts. I consistently, for some reason, I really like watching the combine and stuff.
Yeah.
So like when the draft does happen, like I watch absolutely no like college football, but when it comes to like playmakers and stuff, I do really enjoy watching like the draft.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not big on college football, but yeah, I got my eyes on Malik Willis, and I got my eyes on Chris Olave from Ohio State, the receiver.
The receiver,
I think
yeah, everybody's
he
saying
might be a
he's pretty
steal.
good.
I think he's gonna be a steal in the draft.
Yeah, I know the Eagles would love to grab him. One of their 3 picks. They could use a receiver.
Yeah.
He needs a lot of stuff actually, but receiver's one of
Yeah.
them. Corner for sure. They need some help. NFC East needs some help. It's crazy now with all these moves, like how lopsided is, how much better the AFC is over the
It's
NFC.
not even
At
close
least
now.
at least Brady's back now. Rodgers is still on the Packers, so that helps a little bit. Then there's the Rams, 49ers, and Cardinals are pretty good too. But like it's crazy. The AFC has like 12, 13 teams that should be in the playoffs.
Yeah, they're loaded now.
I can't imagine how like devastated Aaron Rodgers was when he saw the trade.
I know.
Like, and it was like a day after he signed his massive deal. He must have been fighting demons.
He must have. Yeah.
I wasn't surprised that Devontae Adams probably was going to leave once the Rodgers contract came in. It's a lot of money. Then Devontae Adams had the franchise tag on him. He needs a long-term contract. He's one of the top receivers in the league. So I wasn't surprised that Devontae Adams left.
Yeah. What about Tyreek Hill? What do you guys think about that? I think it's a big loss for the Chiefs.
Yeah.
That happened very quick.
Yeah.
It was like a one-day turnover.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think in his contract, in Hill's contract, he could search for trades. And that's what he did. And then right away, he got traded. But I could see now that other players probably don't want to play with the Chiefs because from a business standpoint, Mahomes has all the money. From a business standpoint, you're not going to get that much money from the Chiefs.
Yeah, that's fair. They got Juju Smith-Schuster now, who I love because he was a Steeler. But I think that's gonna be tough for the Chiefs, even especially in that tough division, the Raiders, the Broncos, and the Chargers. I think it's gonna be tough for them without Tyreek Hill. So Travis Kelce, of course, but
Yeah, I think Tyreek's gonna like for Tua, like I think he's genuinely gonna help him out like develop wise. Because if you have a weapon that you can just like toss the ball to like for 5 yards and they'll just take it the rest of the way, that can help you so much as a quarterback.
Dom's pulling up something. What do you got, Dom? Anything good?
I was trying to find if that was specified in his contract, like Tyreek said.
Oh yeah, it is. It is. Yeah. Okay, so we got some baseball fans here, right? You're all baseball fans.
Yeah.
You guys excited?
Yes.
Yankees going to the World Series?
I don't set themselves that high. They didn't do They didn't do what they needed to do in the offseason. I mean, just frustrations all around. They say they're gonna get Freeman. They say they're gonna get Story. They say they're gonna get everybody. And then who do they get? I mean, Josh Donaldson. I don't think he's the answer, but I don't know. There's just so many frustrations. There's a huge hype around the Yankees. Sign this guy, sign that guy, and then. I mean, Falefa, I think he's going to be okay at shortstop. I like him defensively. I just don't know how much of a bat he's going to provide. And I mean, I like Rizzo again. You lose Luke Voigt, who wasn't really going to play anyway, but I still liked him as a player. A lot of ups and downs, but everybody else is loaded, and the Yankees kind of didn't do what they could have done. But everybody else is getting better, and you're kind of getting mediocre. So we'll see.
And then Kobe is a fake bandwagon fan. What do you see for your Yankees?
I'm through and through actually a Yankees fan.
Okay.
Everyone else, I'm a total bandwagon fan. I can admit that. I'm humble enough.
Because the Yankees have never been bad, so you never hopped off
I
the
never
bandwagon. You never had the
had-
chance.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
it's been a pretty solid run for me. I'm high on like Connor Falefa because he bats like 270 and has a really good glove. I was high on the Donaldson trade until I found out he was 36. Blew my mind there. I thought we'd trade for someone younger.
Yeah.
He's probably going to be out of the league in like 4 years, so that's
Yeah.
going to be fun. And also, we still haven't extended our best player yet.
Right.
Which I don't know. Like the main negotiation is that the Yankees want to give Judge $17 million, and he wants 21. I don't know what the difference is there, and why they're holding back so much. because they already have Stanton paid, they already have Cole paid. It wouldn't hurt them that much. They already statistically pay the most out of anyone ever. So I don't know why they're not pulling the trigger on that.
Who's your team, Tyrese?
The Phillies.
Your
for
Phillies
baseball.
too? Yeah, me too.
I'm looking for this season. Our lineup this year is really
It
good.
is
Kyle
pretty good.
Schwarber, Nick Castellanos. Biggest problem is going to be our defense. Oh, that's going to be atrocious this season.
Yeah, I think we're due, like, past couple of years, like, we were supposed to maybe do something. Like, we got hot towards the end of the summer, then blew it at the end. The year before that didn't really count, that 60-game season. But last year and 3 years ago, I don't know. I see us as the third best team in the East. I think we're
Yep.
above the Marlins by a little bit, and the Nationals are the worst team in the East. But if the Mets have DeGrom and Scherzer in the rotation all year, that's trouble. And then the Braves are going to be really good again this year.
I for the NL East, I got Braves number 1, then Mets number 2.
Yeah, me too.
I think the Mets are going to choke at some point.
I mean,
That's kind of they've been doing it. They did it last year. I see them doing it.
Well, how are the Mets offensively? Because we obviously know like how good their pitching is, but how are they like?
they're pretty good. I mean, they got Lindor now too. They got Lindor last year, and he had like a slow year with the bats. But they got Lindor. He's going to be like leading off. They got some pop throughout the lineup. I mean, I think the Braves are clear cut number
Yeah.
1 in there, but we'll see. I think the Mets are more like a wild card team, unless the Phillies can somehow beat them. We'll see.
There's gonna be 3 wild cards this year, right?
Yeah, 3.
I'm trying. How's that gonna work exactly? I'm still trying to figure that out. So like, who gets the bye?
The 1.
So like, if the overall 1 seed just gets a bye.
1 gets the bye, and then it's or no, because then there's the. What is it? There's going to be 2 wild card teams. Is it different than what it was last year?
Yeah, no, it's 3 now. Tom, can you look that up first?
Or Spencer? What's the wild card format this year?
Because there's 3 teams now.
No, but what's... There's 3 teams?
Like the tournament wise, how's that gonna line up? Like in the playoff wise, how's that gonna line up?
Hop on.
Like in the playoff like bracket wise, how's that gonna work out? Like how are like the teams gonna be seeded wise? Like with the 3 wild cards.
It's all based on the records. I mean, what? What's poppin'?
A little closer.
What's poppin'?
How you doing? Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, kind
Yeah.
of.
How's the playoff bracket gonna work? Like who's getting the bye, and like how are the rest of the teams gonna like be set up?
It's not based on division anymore. It's like those are the
Oh,
games.
okay.
It's kind of like NBA now.
Oh, okay.
So it kind of sucks. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah.
Oh.
Oh, okay. I thought they were still sticking with it. That's pretty cool.
Nah.
Though.
And then who gets the bye? The 1 seed gets the bye?
Mhm.
And then it gets... Okay. Yeah, that's cool. I didn't know that. I thought they were still with the divisions.
Yeah, baseball. Loki kind of sucks right now.
Yeah, I kind of like it better when division meant something. I mean,
Yeah,
the
I
NL
like it.
East is kind of stacked, so maybe not. But
10 teams makes it a league, right?
Yeah.
Top, like 33% of the league instead of half. So.
yeah,
Yeah, there's a high percentage that like the AL East, like the 3 wildcard spots are all going to be in the AL East just because of how like the Yankees, like Rays, Blue Jays, and Red Sox.
yeah.
So that's pretty cool there.
Well, thank you, Spencer. That was a bit of a mess, but thanks for your input there. What about the rule changes? You guys, they're not going to be this year, but they're going to be next year. You guys excited for them, or do you even care?
I'm all for it. I'm
Yeah.
really all for it. I think the shift that's obviously huge. That's going to help a lot of players that like just do nothing but pull do better. But I think like what people aren't like. I think what's going under the radar is the Ohtani rule.
Mm-hmm.
With like players now being able to hit and pitch and not get pulled out of the game, I think like when it comes to like developing players in high school and college, I think we're going to see a lot more two-way players because of that rule change now. Like I understand like Ohtani's a generational talent, but I think just like having that out there and having that now having the ability to do that, I think it's going to like have a huge effect on baseball.
Maybe. I mean, you still can just not have the pitcher hit,
Yeah.
so maybe. Probably not, but we'll see. Maybe. I think pitchers still are just going to focus on their pitching and not really hit. If anything, it's going to do the opposite, where pitchers now don't need to worry about hitting at all. Now they're just going to know they have a DH all the time.
That's true.
But-
That's true.
Yeah.
There can be two sides of it.
Yeah. Maybe.
I'm more of an optimist on that stuff. I just want to see more Ohtanis.
Yeah. All right. What about you, Kara? You happy about the rules?
I like the universal DH. I like it. I think it's exciting. There's a lot of changes that I know aren't implemented this season, but coming up in next season. So I feel like a lot of shaking up. I think the league is shaking up. A lot of trades, everything's going on. So I think the rules are for the better. But some of them I know the fans aren't really happy with. But we'll see what happens. I think this is like the first, this is like the test dummy year almost, kind of implementing it. But I like the shift rule too. I think it's going to be. People always complain about how the pace of the game is so slow, but I think that's what makes baseball baseball. Like, if you're a true fan, you're going to watch the whole game no matter what.
I'm just worried all these rule changes are going to push away the true fans rather than bring in new fans. I don't think it's going to bring in new fans if they shorten the game by half an hour. I think it's going to push away some of the old fans, though. What about you, Tyrese? What do you think?
I'm okay with all the rules, like Kobe was saying with the Ohtani rule. I like that. I do hope. I'm expecting maybe more prospects to come in with two ways, pitching and hitting. I am hoping that happens.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool, I guess, if they can actually hit.
That'd be really good.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, if there haven't been pitchers all these years who can hit when they had to hit, now there's an option that they don't have to hit, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
I can be hopeful. I can dream.
Maybe some more Otanis on the way.
Hopefully.
All right, we'll get into my favorite sport now, NBA basketball. And I don't know if you guys had a chance to check the standings today, but at this moment, the Sixers are the #1 team in the East.
Wow. Looks like I'm going to have to make another team tree.
Oh, my God.
I think I'm riding with you, man.
Yeah, what'd you pick? You picked Chicago this year?
Well, and now they're the 6th seed, so...
They're the 5, but they're in trouble because the 4 seed's going to be either like Milwaukee, Boston, the Sixers, or the Heat. They're all right next to each other. Dominant standings there too, but yeah, they're all right next to each other, and they're going to take on Bulls. Like, Bulls are a first-round exit.
I think it's time to make an official announcement.
You're a Sixers fan?
Yeah, I'm now a Sixers fan for the time being.
Oh my gosh.
I will not respect you as like a counterpart. I'm not going to give you any fist bumps from the Sixers win, but like
a head nod.
Maybe like a head nod here and there. Yeah, not really respecting your jump.
I was going to ride with the Heat, but it looks like they're having a meltdown, and then, Memphis is, I like them, but like, I don't. Memphis is Memphis.
Yeah.
So I think I'm riding with the.
Yeah, I think the Sixers do it this year. I think they win the East. I'm a little worried about Brooklyn. They got Kyrie Irving full time now, and he's crazy. He's averaging like almost 29 points per game in the games he's played. Yeah, he's killing it. When they have a healthy Brooklyn, they destroyed the Miami Heat last night. Healthy Brooklyn's scary, but I'm hoping we just take them first round. First round, get it over with. We'll have the home court advantage and just get it over with so I don't have to sit through more of the playoffs and just more misery, more pain. It only gets more painful the longer it goes.
Have there been any reports of Ben Simmons coming back at all?
Ben Simmons is dealing with a pretty serious back injury, but they're hopeful that he comes back in the regular season. They only have 9 games left, the Brooklyn Nets, we'll say. Yeah, I'm not too worried about the Brooklyn Nets as I am going forward, especially because if Simmons comes back, he's got to be a little bit rusty, a little bit out of shape compared. Hopefully he still can't make a free throw.
Don't worry about that.
I'm not too
Don't worry
worried about that.
Lots of Frosties coming our way.
I think the Sixers are looking pretty good in the East.
Yeah, as a lifelong Sixers fan, I would have to agree with you.
So, as a lifelong Sixers fan, or as a very new Sixers fan, they got a new guy, the bearded wonder. Not talking about that gorgeous man over there, Dom, but James Harden, the bearded wonder. How do you think Harden's going to impact the Sixers this year? Anybody?
Oh, he's an all-around player. He helps everyone.
Yeah.
Only person I'm not really onto is Tobias Harris now. Since the trades happened, Tobias Harris has just been declining a bit.
A little bit, but a fourth option. He's averaging almost 20 points per game. It's not too bad.
Not too bad. The Sixers are going to make a good run in the playoffs. Only team I am nervous of is Brooklyn Nets because Kyrie is dirty. I mean, not even Matisse Thybulle can stop him.
I'm worried about Boston, too. Boston's real hot. Boston's real hot. Yeah, well, Boston had a horrible season. Past month and a half, 2 months, they've been on fire. So Boston's a little scary. I think James Harden, he hasn't been as aggressive as I thought he would be. He's given up some open looks. The threes haven't really been falling. He's been electing to give it to some of the other players, which I think is the right choice. When he needs to be aggressive in the playoffs, I think he will be. And I'll be in Broad Street partying after the Sixers win it all.
No, they have a really solid game plan. Like when I watch games, as a fan, I feel like they really establish Joel early, and then they let Harden kind of control the second half of it. And I really kind of like that game plan of getting them both going in time.
Yeah.
It can really help them in the long run.
So it's been pretty wide open this year. It hasn't been like past years where you kind of put in your calendar Cleveland versus Golden State in the finals or whatever. This year it's pretty wide open in the East and West. But the Suns have been playing the best out of them all, despite some injuries from Chris Paul, Devin Booker lost some time. Do you guys see it's the Suns' year to lose, or what do you guys think? Wide open?
They're a weird team. They're
Suns.
a very weird team. It's a weird year because I don't think people are giving enough respect to Milwaukee either.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. That's the finals teams from last year.
Yeah, Shaq said a point where he said that if the Lakers make the playoffs, they're going to beat the Suns, which I think is idiotic because the Lakers are, not that far away from getting AARP memberships.
Yeah.
So I do think the Suns can make a solid run. If anything else, I would pick them as the favorite to win it.
Yeah, I think the Suns, they're the most complete team arguably in the West. I also like the Grizzlies and I like the Jazz a lot. But the Suns, they got DeAndre Ayton, very solid center. They got the star, Devin Booker, and then they have Chris Paul, a veteran playmaker, along with the 3-and-D, Mikal Bridges and Jay Crowder. They got a good team for sure.
Definitely, they're like you said, Sam. They're their season to lose. I think. I mean, you have the Warriors as well. That's going to be tough. I think the Grizzlies are such an exciting team to watch. I personally, not a bandwagon like you, Kobe. Sorry, but but I like to see them. They're exciting to watch. Always looking at Twitter and seeing John Morant. I mean, he's I think the most exciting player to watch.
I think so too.
It's just electric. But Jazz I think always exit early.
Yeah.
But I think they shouldn't exit early, but. It's
They're
kind of
still a young team.
Yeah, they're still a young team, but it's kind of their season to prove that we're not this first round exit anymore. We can do better. But I mean, Giannis and the Bucks, there's just a lot of teams that are going to be in it. It's just a matter of what is the upset or what's it looking like. So I think it's a lot of exciting basketball left to go, but some teams, like my Knicks, are not doing so hot.
I think so too. I think the playoffs are going to be exciting. LeBron James, he's going to squirm his way into the play-in tournament this year. He's having a great year. Maybe even one of his best, if not the very best, one of his best years he's ever had. Even though he's getting up there in age. Do you don't think you're not buying him beating the Suns in the first round? I'm not.
No, because Anthony Davis has been in street clothes for 95% of the year. Russell Westbrook, he tries to hit bank shots and then just goes over the basket. I just don't believe in it. And it's weird. There was a period of time where Stanley Johnson was their best player.
Yeah.
You can't have that and be a contender.
Yeah, I think they could maybe take 2 games from the Suns or whatever if they make their way out of the play-in tournament. I don't think that's even for sure there. But if they do, I mean, I don't think they win anything in the first round. Yeah. Do you guys see how great LeBron is playing this year? Does that make his GOAT talk even more relevant after this year? Did this year mean anything to you? Because for me, I don't know. I don't expect him slowing down anytime soon.
No, I don't think he's gonna slow down. I mean, I do think it hurts to say it because I don't really like LeBron, but I do think he is the GOAT because statistically he is much better than Jordan in points and assists and rebound and stuff. Yeah, he doesn't have the rings, but it's a team sport, so I've always thought rings are completely overrated GOAT talk statistic.
Yeah. So got a surprise segment here, I guess. Rank each version. OG Cavs, LeBron, Heat, LeBron, when he went back to the Cavs and the Lakers. I mean, all their numbers are pretty even, honestly, but if one of you guys want to rank it, go for it.
Number 1, Heat. LeBron on the Heat.
Probably.
Number 2, probably him on the OG Cavs. Maybe number 3 is when he went back to Cleveland. Maybe number 4 is Lakers. That's probably where I put it.
I'm going to go Heat number 1 because he won 3 straight MVPs. I'm going to return to the Cavs purely because of the 3-1 comeback.
Yeah.
Then OG, and then Lakers is obviously last.
I'm doing the same as you, except I think I'll put Lakers 3rd. I think he's gotten even better as a playmaker lately. I don't know. He was so good. He led that young Cavs team to the finals though, with like nobody really on it. That was really good. But he did win a championship on the Lakers. I don't know. You go either way.
I agree with Kobe. I mean, he's had to carry the Lakers now. I mean, there's no other choice. But, I mean, either way, he's, how old is he? And how much he wants to play with his son. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if he'll, be here.
I think you will. I think he's two sons. I think he's going to play with both.
I think it would be crazy. I think that's so exciting. It would be crazy. But he's had to carry the Lakers. I don't think they're going to do anything. They need another piece. So we'll see what happens. But either way, LeBron. I wasn't a LeBron fan, but now I just have so much respect for the guy. So we'll see.
How many more years till Bronny is eligible for the
So
NBA?
he's a junior now, so then he'll have his senior year next year, and then he'll have to do 1 year, as long as the rule stays the same, he'll have to do 1 year either in the G League, overseas, or college basketball.
And he'll probably reclass too.
And then go
with
to the NBA.
how much of a prospect he is. He'll probably reclass because I know that's like what a lot of players have been doing recently. So they'll probably speed up the process too.
Probably not. He's going to be a senior next year. He's going to play at Sierra Canyon next year, and then he's going to go probably to college, maybe Duke, Kentucky, some powerhouse school.
Duke fans would love that.
I know. St. Peter's. He might go to Ohio State. It's on his list right now. That's his top schools right now: Ohio State, Kentucky, and Duke. Yeah, that'd be cool to watch him play with his dad, though, for sure.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
What upsets do you guys have coming into the NBA playoffs? Do you guys see any upsets, or do you guys see anything big happening?
Could you put up the standings?
I'll spit off the standings to you. How about that?
Oh,
You want it?
I'd love it.
All right, East or West?
Give me East because I think East is gonna have a lot of.
So
really
it
upset
goes
stuff.
Sixers. He pulled it up anyway.
Looking at that, I think the Cavs will surprise some people. Even though they lost Jared Allen, I think with Darius Garland and Evan Mobley, I think they can upset whoever they're playing. Would they would play the Heat in the first round right now if they made it past the Nets?
Well, there's a play-in tournament this year.
Yeah.
So what happens is 9 plays 10, and then losers out, and then the winner of that game plays the loser of 7-8. The winner of 7-8 is the 7th seed.
Yeah, no, obviously Brooklyn's going to make it far. If somehow the Cavs beat Brooklyn, I think they're going to beat the Heat in the first round.
Yeah.
The Hawks and Hornets not going to do anything.
We'll see.
They're trying their best.
Yeah, I don't think the Cavs are really too scary at all. I think Brooklyn doesn't want to see Toronto in the first round of the play-in tournament. I don't think anyone's worried about the Cavs. They're too young right now. Start off the season pretty hot, but nobody's really worried about Cleveland right now. You see them being a little upset team, though, Kobe?
Yeah, no, I think they're absolutely. I think another team that a lot of people are sleeping on is I think the Mavericks have the potential to go on a pretty far run.
I think so. I think that 4, 5, 6 there with the Jazz and the Mavs and the Nuggets, I think they can all go all the way to the Western Finals. I think they're good teams there.
Yeah, Dinwiddie, he had a terrible start in Washington, but as soon as he got on the Mavericks, their offensive rating has skyrocketed.
Mavericks, yeah, they got hot for a while. They were a hottest team. Dinwiddie had 2 game winners in a row. The Mavs are a good looking team.
It gives them a second option in ball handling instead of Luka just having the ball, all 48 minutes.
Yeah.
What do you think for upsets?
I'm thinking 4, 5, and 6. They might mix and match. Yeah, they'll mix and match. We'll see what happens. I'm not seeing any big upsets.
Me neither. It's not any St. Peter's team.
No, it's not on the West. I mean, just the East, maybe just the Nets.
Yeah. Plus they do a series too, so
Yeah.
the best team kind of just comes away with it. That's kind of how it goes.
I'm so shocked how the Clippers are still the 8th seed. They haven't had their best players all year.
I know.
No, they're finding ways to win games a little bit.
I mean, they're not going to make it out of the play-in, but that's impressive enough to still be an 8th seed.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, they got a good supporting cast. So maybe if Kawhi and Paul George are back next year, they could do something.
I saw a report today before we came in to record that if Paul George somehow makes a return for the playoffs, Kawhi could also make a return, which that would be nuts.
That would be nuts. I didn't see that, but that would be nuts. Who reported that?
I don't know.
It was like serious.
They were verified on Twitter, so that's all that matters.
Okay.
I trust everything I see on the internet.
Okay. Well, that would be pretty cool. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. All right. Anybody else got anything?
What about the Knicks?
Knicks? You want to talk about the Knicks?
They have a chance to make the play-in?
Oh my God, Julius Randle plays too much ISO. I'm a huge Barrett fan. I like RJ. I think Emmanuel quickly. I like him explosive off the bench. I don't think Toppin gets enough playing time, but there's just. I mean, we needed Derrick Rose. We needed Rose, and the Knicks are just so frustrating to watch because they can beat teams. They beat the Warriors, and then they go out and lose to these teams who aren't even going to make the playoffs. They're just so hot and cold, and they just always choke every year.
When I watch the Knicks, I find it so shocking because like their problems are so obvious and they're not helping at all. Like you shouldn't have your players play 45 minutes a game. Like Toppin, he doesn't know how to dribble, but he's pretty good when he just catches lobs and stuff. For some reason, Alec Burks is still the point guard.
Oh my God, he should not be at this point in the season. If you want the young guys to get in, why is he still playing? He doesn't do anything for me. He doesn't really do anything for me. It's just a lot of frustration, I think.
I also think you guys are going to make a massive mistake, and like I think Mitchell Robinson's going to walk and get a bag somewhere else, and you're going to lose out on him.
I mean, he's shown a lot of strides for improvement. I think I know he goes. I need to improve his jumper. I think he's so dominant in the paint, but we need some. I mean, if he can get his mid range going, I think he's going to be unstoppable. But also injuries. He's really injury prone. So if we can get him healthy for a full season. But I don't know if he's going to walk. Where else does he fit? So is he going to be a starter or coming off the bench and a role player in any other team? I don't know. I think he fits well in the Knicks, but they're just not a strong contender. They need another piece, I think.
So you think Randall's going to get traded?
I don't know. I think he should, but
So does the rest of Manhattan, but
I don't know. It's a tough call because I don't know. There's, like you said before this, Zion. I don't want Zion. He's not going to do anything. He's too injury prone. There's just so many. I don't like Julius Randle, but I think he's going to stay. I think.
you just broke the hearts of millions of Knicks
I
fans.
know. I don't know. What do you think?
I think they have to trade him. I don't think anyone wants him.
Right.
The most they're going to get is like a second for him. I think the biggest issue that they don't have is that RJ's such a good player, but the way Tibbs plays him, he plays him in a role player position where he just sits in the corner and hits all of his corner threes. But if he's like a ball dominant player, I think he could be a star. And that's really stunted his growth as a player.
Yeah. He needs somebody else who's going to not hold him back. That's the thing. I think Julius Randle is holding him back at this point.
Did you see the one report that Tibbs once said that RJ has the best lefty jumper on the team, and then Randall threw his iPad at the screen?
Oh my
Really?
gosh.
Yeah.
I did not see that.
That was it. He did not handle it well.
Huh.
Yeah, the report came out about a few months ago.
Yikes.
He's not happy.
That's kind of funny.
And there's tons of videos of like him there's like the team over here in a timeout, and he's like
Yep.
with his son.
Really?
Yeah, it's hilarious. They're like psychotic. It's such a fun watch.
Huh.
Because every single play, like they start in like a solid set, and then there's just a loose ball 3 seconds in. It's such a fun watch because they very clearly don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
A lot of frustrations all around. So moving on next season. We'll see.
All right. Well, that was a lot of talk about an irrelevant team. The Knicks just aren't even going to be in the playoffs.
I mean,
but
the Lakers
they're
are
fun
also
to watch.
the
They're
Lakers
fun
are
to
also
watch.
irrelevant.
Yeah,
Right.
but they
you
have
know,
LeBron.
Yeah.
They have LeBron.
You know, L.A., New York. You know.
There's always a chance these Lakers sneak in the playoffs and beat some teams. You can't count out LeBron.
Yeah, I know. I want to, but
I want to too, but as much as I say, still part of my brain doesn't believe it. Like, if LeBron's in there, there's a very good chance he's gonna win that series because they are loaded too. Anthony Davis, if he's back. But all right, we'll wrap it up. We'll be back in 2 weeks. The NBA playoffs will be, what's the date today? Right about to start the play-in tournament. Baseball is going to be just past opening day. Got a lot to look forward to. So we'll see you guys next time on RTN Overtime.